Everybody, this is Steve with Far Too Loud AV DJ. Today we're going to do an unboxing video. I believe this is our first one. This is the FreeBoss professional wireless microphone system. More specifically, a FB-U10 is the model number. And very briefly what this is, it's a wireless microphone system that consists of one handheld microphone and one body pack, including a lavalier or lapel microphone and a headset. The reason I decided to get this, I've never dealt with this particular model before, but I have dealt with FreeBoss before, and they're very inexpensive. I would not compare them with Shure or even AKG or any of the top wireless microphone brands. However, for the price, they work pretty good. We have put in a FreeBoss wireless microphone system in I want to say about 3 or 4 different restaurants for their private dining areas, or when they rent them out and they have a little meeting in there. They might do a presentation on a projector. We provided them with a wireless microphone system from FreeBoss so they can use the headset or lapel to broadcast over the in-ceiling speakers when they're doing their presentation. And it worked really well. I mean, we used it in a giant restaurant, I mean a huge restaurant, and it worked without a flaw. But since then, they have quit making that model, and I'm hoping this one stands up to it equally, if not better. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oops. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to take this piece by piece. Get that out so you can hear me. So what we have here is the wireless microphone base, and it does actually have 2 separate channels for the body pack and the handheld, so you should be able to run them as separate channels on your mixing board if you use it for live production or whatever have you, or it does have a mix out, and I'll show you that in a second. So very basic. It's got an on-off switch. You got your gain sets for both your A channel and B channel, and this is something new I've not seen on their models before. It's supposed to be some kind of it says acoustic presence. It's supposed to basically be set presets for, I think, echo cancellation and the such. I don't know if I'd ever use that because I've got my processor digital mixers I would use that with, but I don't know, I might fool around with it and see what it looks like, but we may not get to see that on the video. If I do, I'll put it on another video for a more in-depth look. Okay, and then on the back you've got your 2 UHF antennas for both channels, and then as you can see you've got let me get it on screen, you've got power input there for 12 to 18 volt I believe input, 500 milliamps, and then we've also got your channel A and channel B. I think I did that wrong, I'm sorry. Channel A and channel B XLR balanced outputs for individual channels, or you've got a TS, notice I said TS, that is unbalanced but mixed in, or mix out rather, output. So this is mixing both channels as you know, post fader if you will off your gain, but mixing them both out into one channel. Got your power supply. Here is the headset. This is actually pretty similar to, I don't know if you can see it there. Let me see if I can. Okay, here's the headset. Pretty basic, very similar to the previous models that we had gotten for the restaurants, like I described. Only difference is this body pack, the old body pack had a mini XLR 3-pin input. This has a let's see, it looks like a TS 3.5mm or 1/8 inch jack that actually screws into the input, so that's kind of a nice feature. So it doesn't lock in like the old ones did with the 3-pin. This one screws in, but still makes sure it stays connected and secure, so that's good. Here is the body pack with the lapel microphone. Pretty basic. Now, one thing I will go ahead and tell you that I noticed right off the bat, um, I would say I would probably not recommend getting more than one of these units because these are preset channels, I've noticed. So, more likely your handheld's going to be input A and your body pack's going to be input B, or vice versa. And it's going to be set that way. So you can't use this with another base. You can't set a channel. You can't set a frequency. And more than likely, if you get more than one unit and try to use them at the same time, you're going to get interference, I would imagine, because they're going to be on the same channel. I am just guessing, but that's just what I'm noticing. So here's something new as well. On this body pack has actually got an individual volume knob. This is actually really helpful, and I'll explain why. Usually body packs don't have an adjustable volume control on them. In some cases that is a good thing, because that way you don't accidentally bump it and then crank it way up or knock it way down accidentally, mid-speech or whatever. However, on the old body packs, on the other model that I had told you about, there was a simple switch to, I think it knocked it down 10 dB or something like that, because it needed a higher gain for the lapel microphone than it did for the headset. The headset, you had to knock the gain down, but it was a preset. Switch between one or the other. This one gives you a little bit more wiggle room. It looks like belt clip, and takes 2 AA's. And here's the handheld. Pretty basic. It's got these, I don't know if you can see, these flat spots on the ring on the windscreen, so you can set it on the table without it rolling so easily. I'm going to take this apart a little bit because I like doing that. I will say I think the foam in here is a little thin. Just seems a little bit thinner than a normal microphone would, but if it works, it works, I suppose. Oh, it's got another bit of layer of foam on the diaphragm there. It's got a pretty large diaphragm comparatively. Okay, something I'm noticing. So my Shure microphone is a plastic housing. I think this one's metal by the feel of it. I believe it's a metal housing, so maybe a little bit more durability. Oh dear. Okay, so here's something. So the on-off switch for the wireless is on the bottom. I guess that's not a bad thing, just abnormal for what I've got. There we go. Let's see if I can spin it around where you can just kind of, good enough. Anyway, and let's see. There's one. No way. Oh, okay. Well, that's a little different. So the old models of the handheld from FreeBoss had a AA on one side and a AA on the other. Well, this one, you connect them in series. So you just put one in, shove it down, put the other one in, and then put the cap back on. So, as a matter of fact, before I put the cap back on, let's start getting this powered up a little bit, and we'll see what kind of range it's got. Okay, so as you can see, I am using the handheld. There's my lovely chin. Anyways, I got it zoomed in on the base so you can kind of see what's going on. So the radio frequency light is on because it's receiving signal from the microphone, and then every time I speak, anytime there's some kind of audio input, the AF, I have no idea what that means. I'll have to do some research on it. Anyways, it's lighting up. So what you're hearing right now is through the handheld. Now, if there's any distortion, it's probably not going to be the fault of the microphone. I'm kind of guessing at where I have the gain set. I'm literally going directly from my microphone base into my computer via USB interface, just for quick setup reasons. But that does at least give you a general idea of what it sounds like, flat, EQ, all that stuff. So anyways, this is the handheld. So here's what I want to do on testing the range. This is going to be very interesting. We're gonna try this with both of them. Hopefully this will keep it pretty short. So we're going to come out here. So from the base right now, I would say I'm probably about 8 yards. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. All right, so that was the wireless handheld. I don't know, again, if we ever lost signal. I'll have to go back into the recording and find out. But anyways, that was roughly 35 yards, which would be approximately, let me see, it's about a little over 100 feet. I would say anywhere from 100 to about 120 feet, and that's a bit long. But anyway, so if it worked great there, I mean that was a pretty far away from the base, and so I think that's pretty good. And if it stayed with it the whole time, then great, because I was also outside of the shop too, behind on the outside of a closed door. All right, so that's it for the handheld. We're going to switch over to the body pack now. All right, so I've got the lapel about where you would have it normally on a speaker. So I've got the gain preset on the base exactly the same as I did the handheld, and of course the same as as it always is on the computer. I've not actually stopped recording. And I've got the volume on the body pack all the way up. Now, all the way up, it seems to be, just looking at the meter on my computer, it seems to be roughly the same, maybe it's slightly louder. Again, I won't know until I actually go back to the recording, but on the dB meter input, it does look to be pretty much the same as the handheld was. So next thing I actually want to do, I'm not going to walk out there with the lapel right now. I'm actually going to do the headset. Alright, so just for comparative reasons, again, I don't know what it sounds like until I go back and listen to the recording, but I just backed it down from halfway to about a quarter, maybe, about a third would be more accurate. So I backed it down from about 50% to 35%, if you will. Alright, so we're going to do a length test with the body pack. Okay. So let's see. Again, we're about 8 yards. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Yep, pretty much the same as that place I was last time. Alright, so anyways, that was 35 yards again from the base. Again, outside, closed doors from the shop. So again, I'll put that roughly, I'm actually going to say between 100 and 110 feet. I don't think there's that much leeway to 120, but I would say roughly between 100 and 110 feet out. And then, because I pasted that wasn't exactly an exact measurement. So, yeah, so that's kind of what your range is looking at. Again, that's on the outside of a closed door, wood door. So it kind of gives you an idea of the signal strength. And again, if it never went out, that's great. That means that you're going to have a pretty good distance indoors. I think this thing was rated for 150 feet or close to it. But anyways, so that's it for this guy. So hope that kind of gives you an idea of what it sounds like, about what its range is like, pretty much how simplistic it is and how it sounds. I hope I'm going to like this. Again, I won't know until I go back and listen to the recording. But I mainly got this for my own videos, to wear a headset or lapel mic for better sound. And then put behind a gate, which I could not do with the camera because my other recording device decided to poop out. So that's it, guys. That is the FreeBoss FB-U10 is the model number. And again, this particular one came with one handheld microphone and one body pack with one headset, which I'm wearing, and one lapel or lavalier mic. So I hope that gives you kind of an idea of how it works and everything. That's just an unboxing video. I will do a follow-up video of some usage and especially in the live field. I'll use it for video recording, and then I'll also use it for live production if I feel it does well based on this test. And then you'll see some of that in my future videos of me using it and kind of what I think about it. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.